All this week, we have heard from a number of musicians who have had a pretty close relationship with our own Eric Paulsen here at Channel 4. Joining us now to talk about Eric's impact on their careers are Jason and Lirette. Neville, appreciate you both being here. I mean, you guys are well known here in New Orleans,
Yes.
well, in the region, really. You know, of course, it's the music that really binded y'all together with
Yes.
Eric, but how did the relationship grow from there? Jason, I'll start with you.
Well, because Eric loved the funk. He loved
Yeah.
the funky music. I mean, Eric, he's been a part of my life for a long time because he helped my dad do a lot of stuff. He helped my dad with the Uptown Youth Center when Ernest Morio was the mayor.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's been around my family for a long time.
And Lirette, how did you come to know him?
Playing with the band. Eric always had a real keen sense of humor. And actually, not long ago, we did the gala with George Clinton, and I said, finally, I get to tell Eric, because he says our name wrong. It's not, he's never said the Jason Neville Funky Soul Band unless he had to. He'd say the Funky Soul Band with Jason. Or
he does it his way.
He does it his way. And so when I saw him at the gala, I pulled his coat and I said, Jason Neville Funky Soul Band. He starts laughing, and I said, the whole while you've been doing this, you knew you were saying the name wrong. Like you were doing that on purpose. It was really funny.
And at that point, he's not going to correct it.
Oh, and absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Well, actually, that was probably the only time he really he said the Jason Neville.
Yeah, when he got back up, he said it. But it was very funny to know that the entire while he was saying it wrong intentionally.
And he's had that relationship with a lot of musicians that we've talked to, just how he was able to not only help them get some exposure, whether they weren't quite as known as other folks, but also form a formidable relationship with them moving forward outside of music.
Yes, absolutely. And I love that about Eric because when we first came out, you know, Jason was really popular because of his family, obviously, and he had performed with them. And going and then venturing off into your own thing, it's a little scary because he's got kind of a different style and he brings both into the Funky Soul Band. And so when we first decided maybe it's time to go on the morning show, and a lot of people don't understand, the morning show was actually like a step up because it's the best morning show. Let's just say it is what it is. And, you know, with Eric's personality, and of course at that time Sally Ann was on, it was so much happening. And we said, we're ready. And Eric said, well, it's got to be funky. You know, and we were like, but he said it so serious, and we were like, well, I hope it's funky enough. Do you think it's, but that's just him. You know, he always had a joke, he always had a smile on his face, and he always made you feel very comfortable, and he loved music. Yeah.
And I actually been coming on the morning show since the first band I started with was with the Deaf Generation, the creators of Brass Hop. Back in 1989, I think Andre Trevine used to be on the news too. That was back.
Throwing it back.
Yeah, that was. So
well,
that's
of course, I know you guys miss him. We certainly do as well. Of course.
Yeah.
Appreciate you both being here and sharing your insights. Of course, it helps us all.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
The Jason Neville Funky Soul Band. I want to say this wrong just on purpose. We're going to call it the Funky Soul Jason Neville Band. How's that?
I love it.
They got some shows coming up. That's going to be this Saturday. They will be at Cafe and Grill. That's at 6:30 on Frenchman. They will also play at the Dewdrop Inn. That's every month.
Yes.
And we do have a link to where you can find all of their upcoming shows on our website at wwltv.com. We're going to send things over to Peyton now and check in on that.